Okay, so welcome again to the 6.2 wireless network components video. In this one, we will talk about the components that I have mentioned already in chapter 1. In chapter 1, we had a section or a subject that was called network devices. I have started from routers, switches, servers, clients, etc. up to some wireless devices like the access point, which is your router in the house, your home router. This guy is an access point because it receives your wireless frequencies and waves from your mobile device or your mobile phone or laptop, or even a smart PlayStation console, or even a smart, like, let's say, Xbox. Also, we do not want to do this one. We do not want to forget this guy. And also any smart TV, etc. All of those devices that are using, or maybe a printer that are using wireless networks. So this guy is the gateway for them. This is an access point, and there is the optional device that you can add in your network to simplify the management of multiple access point, just in case you had a multiple access point in a big network, in a bank, in a hotel, hospital, airport, etc. So this is the wireless controller, which is the WLC. So only two devices. Wireless networks are only about two devices. The third thing that I will talk about, the third device, is something very obvious that you are using every day, which is the Wi-Fi client, the endpoint. My mobile device, the examples that I have just talked about, PlayStation, Xbox, and smart devices, mobile phone, laptop, etc. So those guys in the wireless world are called station. In the classic networks before, in the enterprise network, they used to be called as endpoints. And you do remember endpoints in chapter 1 that I have talked about, 2, 3, 4, and even have mentioned this term in chapter 5. But in this one, in chapter 6, they are called either to be Wi-Fi clients or stations. I would prefer stations because you will always see this word in the wireless world networks and in the wireless devices. Those guys here are the ones who generates or consumes data, because they are an endpoints just like in the wired network. They do have transceivers to encode and decode data. They do have inside antennas that you do not see, like very small chips, to push those data and receive them. And they will need power, mostly battery, like a laptop, that's unplugged laptop or a mobile phone, or even an AC adapter if it was a console game device. ACA adapt. This one is adapter. I'm sorry. Okay. So, or an AC adapter like a smart TV or a console, etc. So we do not need to talk a lot about them because it's clear, okay, because wireless network components are clear for us. I'm sorry, the Wi-Fi client are clear. The other device that I've mentioned in chapter 1 I'm talking about right now is the access point. This home router that you're using, this little guy that's hanged on in this way in a hospital on the wall, that's mounted on the wall, that has 2, 3, 4, up to 6 antennas connected to. This is clear. Antennas are shown here. Some transceivers are inside the device. If we took and disassemble someone, we will see it. Okay, so this guy is the gateway for all the mobile phones, all the wireless devices in my network, all the laptops. How to express a laptop? This is a keyboard, and this is a screen, and this is a hinge. This is not a laptop. This is awful. Okay, this guy should be a laptop. Okay, in this way, all of the wireless devices in the network, all of them wirelessly connects to a single device, to one single access point. All the stations right now in chapter 6, when we are involved in a wireless world, wireless networking, we need to use stations. Stations are connecting to an access point, because it will be either a station or an access point. When you buy a device that can behave like two devices at the same time, you will have, like, the operating mode will be to choose from the GUI, will be to choose this device should work either to be an access point or a station. It will not be a client or an end device or an endpoint, etc. It's either to be an access point or a station. You can make this router or this home router behaves like an station if you want it, like, to receive data from another source, not to broadcast data to multiple devices. That can be done in some scenarios, okay, but in the default scenarios, those home routers and all of those other devices that do broadcast wireless frequencies and wireless waves are called the access points, the AP. They are the gateway for the stations. The stations talks through the access point. So if my mobile phone and your mobile phone and both of us are sitting in the same room and there is an access point in the next room, when I want to send something to your mobile phone, it will definitely be sent from my mobile phone to the access point, and then from the access point to your device. It will not be connected directly in the perfect scenarios. There are some exceptional scenarios for direct connection, but you will not see it. It will be rarely be seen, like it's called the ad hoc that I will talk about in the upcoming slide. But even if the destination wire device is closer to me than the access point, which is away a few meters away, what's happening is that the first device will send to the access point will send to the other device, and the reply will be also traveling the same path. So stations talks together through the access point. Of course, stations do have some transceivers and antennas, depends on the quality and on the number of antennas and transceivers also. Why? Because they are receiving your upload data from your device and they are sending to your download data to your device. So it's clear to that. So after that, we have the Wi-Fi controller, or what's called the WLC, the wireless controllers. Those guys controls access points only. Those are a central point of management for all the access points in your network, or some of the access point of your network. What do I mean by that? Like, imagine if I have a ground floor in the hotel or hospital or whatever place, and this ground floor has all those 4 rooms or 4 sections, and I need a wireless access point, not a wireless controller, for each section to keep broadcasting network this way. What's happening really actually is that though all of those access points are how come they wirelessly is for wireless, what do I say? I forgot some term just in case there was a term, but through a wire all of them will be connected. Guy number 2, 3 and 4 to our old friend that we cannot live without. We cannot establish a network without the switch. So all of those guys have an IP address, a management IP address. Of course, all of them are connected to a switch. All of them have some components that I will talk about later, the config that should be applied inside each access point, but all of them are connected to a switch. What you do, like to configure an access point, is that you should access each access point individually. Or I can buy a wireless controller, this device over here, and connect this guy also to the switch. This is one of the scenarios, and add all of those 4 access points inside the interface, the graphic user interface, or the the configuration system of this wireless controller, and then I should in the future access only this wireless controller. From this wireless controller I should control and change and modify, reboot, software upgrade, frequency change, whatever config that I need to those 4 guys from this central point of management. So this is the big benefit of the wireless controller. The other one is that it controls access for clients. So when my mobile phone here is trying to connect to this access point and it wants to access the network, you remember before in the wired network we had AAA server, credentials, authentication, authorization, accounting, etc. that I've talked about in chapter 5. Maybe it was fresh for you right now because you have recently finished chapter 5. What's happening in the wireless network is that this guy is sending to the access point, and the access point says, wait, I know that you are using the username and password of ABC123, but I cannot authorize you or authenticate you. Let me ask my WLC, is that user ABC password 123 is allowed to access or not? What's its authorization? What its accounting? And this guy, the WLC, will reply to the access point is that yes, authenticate him. authorizing for full access and accounting for like 24 hours. So it controls the access for the clients, it controls the AAA. Further details will be discussed a lot in this chapter regarding access point and access point modes, WLC benefits, disadvantages, architectures, where to place them in the network. Each one of them will be some single or multiple videos. Okay, so I hope so far just mentioning basically the components of wireless are clear to you. Just in case they weren't, you know where to comment down below in the video. And after you are clear with this video, we will jump to the upcoming video, which will be the Wi-Fi types and terms in the upcoming video. So thanks for watching and I hope to see you to the upcoming video. Goodbye.